Fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Hello everyone, welcome to Making the Tea Rational, where I make all the tea and gossip make sense. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Actress Halle Bailey has wrapped up her movie Italiana. But unfortunately, with more drama surrounding her baby's father, DDG. And it may not be him directly, but it's definitely his fans. They're actually apparently watching, Halle's moves and what's actually taking place surrounding her and Halo. And discovered that Will Packard, the producer of Italiana, basically had a picture on his platform, his Instagram, showing Halo. But the picture actually showed the back of Halo's body. It didn't show his face directly, and Halle looked like she was comforting Halo. She is his mother. He's only a year and a half. He's not even 2 years old yet, so he's still a baby. What is she going to tell him? Oh, no, you have to stay over there, Halo, because, mommy can't hold you. I mean, what is she supposed to do? And it looked like Halle was laughing. They were wrapping up the movie. And just like Will Packard said, he was taking a picture of his production and all the people, that helped him in the movie, the crew members and all that. And Halle happened to be there. They were taking a picture of her, and it looked like she was comforting Halo. But everybody's saying that she seems to get, privilege over DDG as far as showing Halo online, that she was given the right to show him. She didn't do it. How are you blaming her for something that she clearly did not do? It wasn't even on her social media. It was the people, the crew members that did that, the production staff apparently was there, took pictures. They do that in every movie when it wraps. And her baby is present, and he's there, so she picked him up. She would happen to be holding him at the time. Yeah. But, Halle gets attacked for that. Why does she seem to get attacked for everything even the things she has no control over? She has no control over who took a picture of her and posted it on social media. It's not an attack at DDG in any kind of way, I don't think. I think it doesn't have anything to do with him. I don't think the picture that was posted on Will Packard's social media platform had anything to do with trying to take a dig at DDG. And that's what everybody's trying to make it seem. They even went on the man's platform and started harassing him. Started sending him crazy texts. And I know DDG's fans can be a little loony. I've had my bouts with them. They just go and just start attacking people without even knowing the full details of anything. They just go and just start attacking people. You need to find out what's actually going on before you do things like that. And like I said, Halo's face was not shown, but when DDG had him, Halo's face was shown multiple times. And nobody told the people who had the video recorder, the camera recording Halo, to put the cameras away, to, move out the way, to not record him. Nobody was told anything. DDG never turned around and looked to see if they were doing it. His mother never turned around and said anything. None of the people that were there with them, they were turning around and looking. Even Halo looked. So it was pretty obvious that he was being recorded because he was looking. But the fact of the matter is, nobody told Halo to turn back around to try to, distract him so they couldn't get pictures of his face. So, people could say that DDG had something to do with that. But nevertheless, who knows? It could have been TMZ again. They knew that DDG was going out there. I'm sure they're following their story very closely, because they're the ones who put out the story about them filing the TROs. When Halle first filed hers, TMZ is the one who, covered that story. So I'm sure more than likely that's where it could have come from. But then I don't see a lot of people saying anything about DDG going out to Italy and actually, holding Halo, where Halo's face was actually shown. And a lot of people are speculating that DDG might have paid someone to take pictures, to actually record Halo and post him on social media. And that's the speculation with that. But nevertheless, both of them have a court order where they're not supposed to show Halo online until the judge finalizes everything. And for whatever reason the judge did it, she has her reasons for doing it. And you guys have to also understand that Halle's been working a lot of hours, and Halo probably hasn't spent a lot of time with Halle. So when he sees his mom, he's probably really wanting her, when he gets time to spend with her. So of course he's going to want his mother. You have to understand, that's the time he's been spending the most time with her, and when he doesn't get to see her, I can imagine how that must feel to a baby when you haven't spent that much time with your mother if she's working like that. So I don't understand why people are giving her such a hard time about it, because it's not her fault anyway. But everybody's coming down on her, saying that how does she get to show Halo and DDG doesn't? That's not her fault. Just like the person who took a picture of Halo when DDG had him. People could say that he had someone to do that. They showed his whole face on there and put it on social media. Okay, he was actually looking into the camera. So these are two different things, but wasn't nobody coming down hard on him like that, saying that he was showing Halo and that he shouldn't have been doing it. They were just saying they were happy to see that DDG finally got a chance to see Halo and started all that free Halo nonsense. There's nothing wrong. Halo's not conquered by anybody. It's just what the judge is seeing. They're weighing everything out. They probably have access to much more than we have access to. They're going to have access to live footage and everything. And I'm sure the way things are probably going now, who knows? They're probably not going to release that. They're going to keep that in-house in the court, so both of their attorneys can see it, and then the judge can make her final determination on both of their TROs and who gets custody of Halo. Whether or not DDG will still have the same, type of visitation schedule or situation that he's been having, or if the judge will give him more time with Halo, or, the judge will give Halle full custody. But that will be for the judge to decide. It's not going to be decided based on the public opinion. It's not going to be public opinion that makes this happen. It's going to be what the judge sees, and she's going to use her expertise as to whether or not, what she feels is more suitable for Halo, what's the best option for Halo. And that's just how it's going. But I don't see that with the moves that DDG has been making is very good for him, because it's clearly outlined in the TROs what the judge expected out of both of them. Not just him, but Halle as well. But you guys can't blame her for that. Why are you going to blame her because she's been a mother? She can't say, well, Halo, you can't come to me if he's crying. It's clearly he wanted his mother. So it looked like she just picked him up and they were in the moment, and, that's what it was. And maybe somebody was playing with him. Who knows? But nevertheless, his face was not shown. We all know she has a child, and she wrapped up the movie, and it wasn't her taking the picture and putting him on social media. And that's just what it is. And if she gets more backlash than DDG is getting, it just seems like the woman gets more backlash. You guys need to knock that nonsense off. She still has a right to be a mother, like he has a right to be a daddy. within reason, because he still has to abide by whatever the judge stated. That's all I'm saying. So tell me what you think. Do you think Halle's in the wrong because the production crew took a picture of her and her producer actually put it on his social media platform? Or do you think it was just something that happened in the moment and he did so? And he knew not to put Halo's face on social media to expose his face? So, or do you think, differences are being made between DDG and Halle? So tell me what you think. Leave a comment. And please do not forget to subscribe on your way out. And everyone have a nice day.